the Staggies!
Good afternoon and a very Merry Christmas to you from all of us here at RCFC TV. We've got a Boxing Day extravaganza of Scottish Premiership football for you this afternoon. St Mirren, the visitors, in brilliant form of late, making the trip north to the Highlands. Live, uninterrupted coverage here throughout the afternoon on RCFC TV. Bringing some festive joy to the studio, we have injured Staggies defender Tom Grivosti. Tom, how are you?
I'm good, to you?
Good man, yeah, very well, thank you. And perched at the end, we've got the Grinch of RCFC TV himself, Mr. Stephen Craigan. Merry Christmas, Craigs.
Merry Christmas, Jamie.
How was your Christmas?
It was quiet. You know, particularly when you know you're working Boxing Day, you want to enjoy yourself, but you're trying to focus on your job on hand. So let's hope it's worthwhile. County get 3 points, and Christmas Day has been all worth it.
Yeah, let's hope so. Tom, you were out for a long time with a toe injury. You're currently battling back from a hamstring problem, we understand. How's the body? How close are you to hopefully getting back out there?
Yeah, not too far away. That's me 5 weeks. It was 4 to 6 weeks, so now I'm back running, and hopefully like another 1 or 2 weeks, and I should be hopefully back out there with the lads soon enough.
Yeah, here's hoping. What have the last couple of weeks been like as a player? I know you and Stuart Kettle were pretty close. What's it been like having him go, a new manager come in and trying to bring about an upturn in fortunes during a difficult period for you guys?
It was obviously last week was very tough for all the lads. Like with me, the Kets brought me to the club 3.5 years ago, and being like Veggies together, and he brought me into the first team and stuff. So it was obviously tough, but as you say, like this is football. Like these things happen, and like Kets had won us to, with the new manager, like go on a run and stuff like that. So we just after all get behind the new manager, and hopefully the results can start turning soon. Yeah,
very much so. Well, turbulent times here at the club and turbulent times in Scottish football in general. Never a dull moment, it seems, in this part of the world. Let's take a look at the updated Premiership table. Updated, I say, because this morning the SPFL have restored the 6 points that were awarded following the COVID breaches at Kilmarnock and St Mirren. So those are the updated placings. Hamilton Academical now just a solitary point above Ross County, pending the outcome of those appeals. So that adds an interesting complexion to this afternoon's game, Craigs.
Well, it does, because there's so many things that John will want to try and change quickly. Quite clearly, the team need to score a goal. They haven't scored a goal since last month down at Kilmarnock. Tom actually got the goal that day. Yeah. They haven't won a game since 19th of September. Away to St Johnstone, sorry, a league game, should I say. They are bottom of the table. So there's 3 objectives right away. Can you get a goal? Can you get a win? And Hamilton at home to Celtic will be a big ask for them to beat Celtic. So a win could take County off the bottom. And that's what John needs early on. He wants something to change in his favour. He needs the players to feel optimistic. He needs the fans to feel optimistic to try and move himself up. So it is a really big day for the club, no doubt about it.
Yeah, Tom, I know you'll have been doing some solo work as well as training with the guys, but what have you seen from John Hughes so far? How does he want to play? What does he want to achieve here?
When he first came in the door, he pulled us and just said like we need to start getting results, and then he can implement his style and stuff like that. But we've had obviously 3 games this week, so it's hard for him to get on the training pitch and get his ideas across. But he basically just started getting amongst the lads, get to know everyone on a personal level, and that's all he can do now. But like, I thought it was a good start at Celtic. We played all right in the game. It was obviously a tough first game for him, but hopefully now you can start seeing stuff on the pitch that they've been working on.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's take a minute then to hear from the man himself. It's his first home game in charge of Ross County, and he joined Craigs here in the studio just a few moments ago.
John, first of all, a very Merry Christmas from everyone at RCFC TV. I don't suppose this is how you were planning your festive period only a couple of weeks ago, but we know football can change very quickly.
Yeah, it's no surprise, but I'm just delighted to be back in and delighted to be in a club that is well run, and it gives you a chance. Very familiar with the Highlands, being a manager in Inverness, and had good success, really enjoyed it. So if I can bring that success to Ross County, then I'll be a very, very happy man, and so will the chairman. But our objective right at this moment in time is short term. you know, the next game, don't look too far in front of ourselves, and that's St Mirren today.
What was it like to be back on the touchline on Wednesday night at Celtic Park?
It was great, but it was weird with it's Celtic Park with no supporters there, but it's something I'm going to have to get used to, and it's all about my team, get the team, you know, and even in defeat, I have to say that, against Celtic, there's a lot of positives, their will to keep trying, their honesty, it was there in abundance, so we'll give ourselves a benchmark. Hopefully we can do that again today.
You'll be aware that the SPFL have suspended the awarding of points to some clubs. The table now looks a little bit different than what it did at the start of the day. So Hamilton above you are just 1 point ahead. Does that change the dynamic for you and the team this afternoon here against St Mirren?
Not because you just told me the news. Somebody actually mentioned it when I was on my way up there, so I would have to sit down and really think about it. I'm really focused. We've done our work on the training pitch. I'm really focused on the boys, trying to implement that today. We're up against a good dynamic St Mirren team, so we have to go and match that. And right at this moment in time, if I can get all my players available, get them back on the training pitch, get them up to speed, get them fit, then I've got a good number to pick from. And if I can do that, then I'm more than confident that we can start winning football matches.
It must be a difficult time to be a new coach at this time of year, due to the limited amount of training time you get on the pitch because of the volume of games. How have you adapted to that?
Oh, it's been very difficult, and it's different because Celtic, it was backs against the wall and make sure you keep a solid shape. Today, you know, and it depends who you've got in terms of personnel. Big Ross Stewart's missing, so we have to just adapt it. And it's no rocket science, you know, we can't score a goal when we keep conceding. So I'm an attacking coach. I like to go and have a go. Maybe that's for future, you know, until I get all the boys back in the pitch. But right at this moment in time, try and keep that back door shut and, you know, maybe hitting a counter-attack.
You said after Wednesday night the games at Celtic Park won't define your season. Today's a little bit different, isn't it?
Yeah. As you say, it's the old 6-pointer, isn't it? A team that's right in around about us. So we have to make sure. One thing I know, no matter what happens, St Mirren will know they're in a game. That's what I've asked for the boys. Know you're in a game. Even if you're not at your best and you're having a bad game, your opposition number, you spoil his game. And that's what I've asked of them. You know, I'm not wanting to be that big, expansive, changing the shape all the time, looking for something. And as we did against Hamilton, so much of possession, Hamilton's away with the 2 points. We need to be a little bit more streetwise in that and be hard to beat and maybe go and nick it. Today might be the day, and if it's off somebody's backside and it's in the back of the net, we keep a clean sheet, I'll be a happy guy.
It's been a difficult time for Ross County and the fans and the board and the club not winning so many games. What can you give them, and what kind of optimism can you give them moving forward?
Well, first and foremost, what I'm seeing a right good bunch of honest boys, maybe just lost their way a wee bit. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to be consistent with my messages, what's required on the pitch so everybody knows their job, in possession, out possession. Telling them we all make mistakes. That's all right, as long as you keep going, it's what you do after it. And be an honest, hard-working player. No, for you, we're no individuals, we're a team. And help your teammate and stick together. I've seen a lot of that against Celtic. That has to be the foundation we go and build on. So that's what we've set up. And hopefully, you know, as the game's going on, we may be able to open up and have a go. But right at this moment in time, we're not ready for that. So they're all taking it on board, and it's just a matter of going out there and implementing it. As you say, on the training pitch, managing, asking, tactics board, all the terminology, constantly pulling on one-on-one. Do you get it? You know yourself, you're in a team meeting and everybody's going, aye. You know half of them's not got it. So you're constantly pulling them in. All the learning tools, watch it on the tactics board, on the video analysis, all the tools that you use to give them, to help them, to give them the best. I'm at the stage now, I'll link boys that are honest, and if they're honest, hard-working boys, which I'm seeing there, I'm right in it with them. You know, I don't have to, you don't need that big stick. I'm in it with them. And I think I've got that in the dressing room. I'm honest enough to tell you, in terms of flair and open teams up, we're not quite there yet, but we'll get there, because I need to sit down at the window, maybe get one or two players in. It'll help us maybe change the shape and then really go and have a go. But that's roughly where we are right at this moment in time and what I've seen. But the response I've had off them has been absolutely fantastic. Really good, honest bunch of boys.
John, we can stand here all day talking football. We're going to let you get on with it. The very best of luck today.
Cheers, thanks very much.
Well, football certainly courses through the veins of John Yogi Hughes. He was brimming with enthusiasm in that interview with you there, Craigs. What kind of a sense did you get from chatting to him this afternoon about what he's going to be about this season?
Listen, I've known John for a long time, and I think first and foremost what you get from him is he's infectious. You know, whatever he's telling you, he makes you believe because of his enthusiasm for it. You know, there's many managers out there very mundane and bland. John's not.
Yeah.
And you can sense that he just wants to, you know, get on with the players. He wants to change things. He wants them to go with him. And ultimately, if it doesn't work in the opening couple of weeks, he can change. He's got a switch that he can go to, which the players will know he means business. So, listen, there's no doubt he knows he's got a big job. The players have underperformed. He knows that, but he wants to give them an opportunity to try and address that. But if they don't, then he'll certainly do something about it.
Yeah, very much so. We wonderful to see that side to Yogi as the season progresses. For your sake, Tom, hopefully not. But this is how Yogi sets his team out in what is his second game in charge, his first match as manager here in Dingwall. And he has made 2 injury-enforced changes to the side that lost 2-0 at Celtic Park on Wednesday night. Ross Stewart and Michael Gardine both dropping out. So Ollie Shaw there at the bottom of your screen leads the line, the former Hibs striker. And Jermaine Hilton comes in for his first league start since joining Leeds in the summer transfer window from Motherwell. Craigs, your thoughts on that team selection? Bold enough for you? Exciting enough for you?
Yeah, it is. You know, it's certainly a team that's well capable on paper of winning the game. What the team have to do and the players have to do is try and forget what's gone before, because they can't influence what's happened in the last 16, 17 league games. They can only affect from when the referee blows his whistle. The new manager brings a freshness, he brings something different. It's a voice that maybe just gives different instructions, different tactics. But the players have to take responsibility. Jermaine Hilton is an out-and-out winger. He's got to go and be creative. Ollie Shaw up front was in good form before he got injured, so he has to try and replicate that. With Ross Draper adding a bit of steel in midfield, it looks good on paper. But ultimately, football isn't played on paper. The players have to go and show the belief that the manager's shown in them and try and get a huge 3 points.
Yeah. Tom, where do you think this St Mirren team can be got at? Where will your teammates be looking to exploit them today?
Well, they've obviously got a good defensive record and stuff like that, but maybe they drop deep, maybe you can suck them out and get them going forward. Maybe we can catch like teams on the counter-attack, because we've got the pace in Ollie and Jermaine in today, so, and like Harry, good ball carrier, so we also in possession, like we can create chances, just putting them away has been the problem. So I think we've caused a lot of teams, like going forward, we've caused a lot of problems for teams, but it's just the chances like haven't been going in, so hopefully we can do that today.
I think Tom makes the point, in saying about trying to draw them out. I think only 5 games out of the 19 league games, County have scored the first goal.
Yep.
So that means they're the team who are always having to chase, having to push forward, and teams are picking them off. So it would be nice to get the first goal. Tom's right, try and draw St Mirren towards them and then use that pace in the counter-attack. Take the game away from St Mirren as opposed to the other way around. So that's what John will be hoping for. But again, it's up to the players to go and take their chances. We've shown often enough on this channel. They have created the chances. It's just that final touch, that cutting edge that's been missing. Yeah,
well, Ross County are, of course, without their top scorer for the season, and a pretty meagre season of goal scoring. One Ross Stewart injured in this incident at Celtic Park in midweek. He had a couple of good moments in the game. He missed a decent chance fairly early on at 0-0. And Craigs, how big a miss will he be for the next couple of weeks?
Listen, goal scoring wise, it's been disappointing for him. He's had a lot of chances, but I still think opposition teams will look at the team sheet and see Ross Stewart and think he carries a threat, he can get goals, he can bring other players into the game. And John's probably had to adjust how he would like to have played today, because no doubt if Ross Stewart's fit, he plays as a number 9. It allows County to be a little bit more direct at times. It allows him to cross the ball a little bit more in the final third, because he's probably better in the air than what the likes of Ollie Shaw or Billy Mackay are. Yeah. They bring different attributes. So Ollie may have to adjust his game to suit how the team are going to play. But there's no doubt he's a big miss. But again, you've got to forget about it. You've got to move on and deal with what you have on the pitch.
Yeah, Tom, speaking as a defender, who I'm sure in the 11v11s or the drills that you guys do come up against all the strikers here, what does Ollie Shaw bring to the table, particularly when he's deployed in that role on his own up front?
His pace is like, and his movement's good. He's definitely got that eye for goal, like the natural goal scoring instinct. So I obviously, since he's been here, I haven't been fit much, so I haven't really played much against him. But I played against him when he played for Hibs for the reserve team, and he was really good that day, like running behind, like his movement, found his movement very good. So he definitely causes defenders issues with his movement and pace.
Yeah, very much so. Well, we'll bring you the St Mirren team news shortly this afternoon after this very short break. See you soon.
Help raise funds for the Ross County Youth Academy when you shop, eat out and lots more at no extra cost to you. Sign up to fantasticfanatics.com and securely register your everyday debit or credit cards. You'll also be automatically entered into ongoing cash prize draws. Retailers include B&Q, Currys, JD Sports and more, with a percentage going to the Staggies each time you spend. Visit fantasticfanatics.com and help fund the future of Ross County. Play your part in producing tomorrow's stars of the Staggies with an Academy Player Sponsorship package for season 2020-21. First team future success relies on your support to nurture players like current number 43, Josh Reid. For more information on how you can assist the Football Academy in developing the next generation of Ross County, contact gordon.duff@rosscountyfootballclub.co.uk today.
Welcome back to our CFC TV. Kickoff is fast approaching, but before we head off to the commentary gantry, let's take a look at how our visitors St Mirren line up this afternoon. Jim Goodwin's side had an 11-game unbeaten run, ended in midweek by Hibernian, and from that team, Mr Goodwin makes 3 changes. Jake Doyle-Hayes, fit again, comes into the centre of midfield. Junior Marias will bring plenty of pace, and Kyle McAllister adds guile to midfield as well. Cammy McPherson and Dylan Connolly dropping to the bench, and Brandon Mason suspended after his red cards at Easter Roads. Crags, where are the key threats in this St Mirren lineup? It is, despite the changes, a settled and organised, a confident team.
First of all, I like the way Jim Goodwin has constructed his team. You know, he's went for the experience at the back. Richard Tate, Joe Shaughnessy, and of course Marcus Fraser, who Tom will know well, the Ross County fans will know well. Reliable defenders who know the Scottish Premiership inside out. That's a very good start. Jim likes to base his team or build his team on a strong defensive unit. Ethan Erhahon and Jake Doyle-Hayes in midfield, they bring youth, they bring energy. They're very accomplished young players, certainly making good strides in the game. And Jamie McGrath has been the big change because he's been predominantly deployed in a wide area. He's now playing as a number 10. You've got McAllister, you've got Connolly, you've got Marias, a little bit of pace, which teams need away from home. And I think if you look at the county side, you know, St Mirren aren't perennial goal scorers either. They don't score a lot of goals. But the difference between St Mirren and Ross County is they keep it tight at the back. You know, they don't concede as many goals. They're not as easy to play against as what Ross County have been at this time. So somewhere along the line, I was speaking to John off air, and he said how they've modelled their team within their budget is what John would like to do. Add a little bit more pace up top, a little bit more creativity, as well as just building and adding to that defensive unit and being harder to beat. So it will be a tough game. There's no doubt about it. Again, the first goal we speak about, get the first goal, it changes the dynamic, and that's what County have to do.
Yeah, how important will confidence be today? County playing against a team who are used to playing well, are used to getting results of late, albeit they lost in midweek, and County themselves struggling for goals, struggling for much needed points in this league.
Confidence can come back very quickly, and it can come back simply with getting a goal. Likewise, it can erode very quickly if you concede. And that's the fine line between County at the minute. I mean, Tom and I were speaking before that it seems to be when they concede the first goal, it's like a shrug of the shoulders. It takes 5-10 minutes to recover. Whereas suddenly, you know, we witnessed recently at Celtic Park, they get the first goal, suddenly shoulders go back, belief flows through the team, and you feel as if you can go on and win the game. So again, they have to earn the right to go and win the game. They have to earn the right to score first. And they have to find that confidence and belief themselves. There's no doubt they're more than capable of doing it. We've watched them often enough. They haven't been outplayed in games. There's not many teams that have just brushed them aside through the footballing ability. It comes from just how you play in both 18-yard boxes. We speak about it all the time, and that has to be right today.
Yeah, of course. Tom, one of the old Staggies stalwarts, is back on his old stomping ground today. Marcus Fraser, how much would you love to be out there playing against him, locking horns with him, maybe giving a wee kick, a wee elbow in the ribs here and there?
I love that. He was a really good captain, especially for me coming through. Yeah. And I was sad to see him leave because he really helped me progress. I was obviously playing alongside him at right back, and he's obviously moved to St Mirren, he's doing well, so, but yeah, I'd love to be out there giving him a kick.
Yeah. Did he help you quite a lot as you developed? Because I know you were signed as a very young player here from Bolton.
Yeah, as soon as I joined really, I was only 18, and he like, kind of like was helping me, like speaking to me and that for young lad, like a first team, like just kind of taking you under your wing. He definitely done that for me. And then when I broke into the team, he was always like outside, like texting me, like, talking me through the game and stuff like that. So he was really good for me.
Yeah, under different circumstances, I'm sure you could go for a beer after the game, but I'm sure that's not allowed at the moment. Marcus Fraser, meanwhile, may be one of the defensive bulwarks of this St Mirren team, but at the other end of the pitch, Jamie McGrath has been a really key part of their attacking weaponry. He scored goals against Rangers, against Aberdeen in recent weeks. And Craigs, you picked out some of his best bits to show what he brings to the table.
Yeah, and I just think that distinct change from not playing as an out-and-out wide player has allowed him to go and play in that number 10 role where he can play close to the striker, he can pick up a lot of second balls, he can play in little pockets of space, and I think he's added goals. Last year St Mirren were very reliant on John Obika. It looks to be this year they could be maybe heavily reliant on Jamie McGrath. So that's something Ian Vaggers and Ross Draper will have to be aware of. They'll have to try and take care. But I think they've added that little bit of pace. I think a good move. Dylan Connolly isn't playing today. I mean, this is the cup game against Rangers where he posed him all sorts of problems. Calvin Bassey coming into the team as a young defender, you know, he couldn't really cope with him. He's raw, he's unorthodox. It's hard to know what he's going to do because I'm not too sure he knows what to do himself. But with the raw pace, it gets you in the areas and it allows you to go and hurt people. But Jamie McGrath just adds that little bit of class. You know, you look at the pace down here on the right hand side and then you think about composure. You know, a big game player just nonchalantly just slides the ball into the net. So there's no doubt if they can stop him, Junior Marias with pace, Kyle McAllister on the left hand side, Lee Urban, of course, an ex-Ross County player as well.
Yep.
I'm sure Tom would love to give him a kick also if he can get on the pitch. So the front four is potent. They will do their work defensively, but going forward, if they're not stopped, they could hurt them.
Tom, final thought from yourself. What will it take to beat this St Mirren team today for County?
I don't think we're as far away as we think we are. Like, we're obviously on a really bad run and stuff like that, but you're never too far away. Like, the performances, maybe, as we've said before, like, getting the first goal was massive. And hopefully if we get that first goal, I think we're good enough to see it out. Yeah.
Is it a mental thing as much as a skill issue or a technical issue? You just need that bit of belief that a goal, a lead, something to protect would give you?
It's definitely it's not a technical thing. It's more like, yeah, as you say, a belief thing. Like, you go 1-0 down and you're thinking we haven't scored that many, can we get two to actually win the game, and you're chasing the game and you end up conceding the other end and then you're 2-0 down, stuff like that. It's definitely a belief thing, but hopefully the manager's been in a week now and get that belief back and hopefully start picking up some results.
Yeah, here's hoping. Well, Tom, thank you very much for joining us. We wish you all the very best with that hamstring of yours, and we hope to see you back out there on the green stuff before too long. Meanwhile, today it's Ross County versus St Mirren. Kick-off is looming at us now, so we're going to take the opportunity to pack up our things, head down to the commentary gantry and join you there for live, uninterrupted coverage in a few minutes' time. See you soon.
When I hold the card, I'm standing with my family.
When I hold the card, I'm standing with my teammates.
When I hold the card, I'm standing with my neighbours.
When I hold the card, I stand with my brothers and sisters.
We're standing with everyone who's had to endure racial prejudice in their lives.
Racism comes in many forms, some clear, some more subtle.
It affects not just the victim, but friends, families, and entire communities.
No one is born with it, and tolerance is taught, but it can be untaught.
To bring about change, we can't be afraid to take the first step. We fail when we fail to try.
We are supporting Show Racism the Red Card, our education charity.
Now more than ever, they need your support to give our future generation the tools to challenge prejudice, hatred and discrimination.
It's not enough to be not racist. We all must be anti-racist. Education is the key.
Sometimes you have to search far and wide for the answer. But for creative video production, the answer's on your doorstep. DP Digital Media, the other top team in the Highlands.
Help raise funds for the Ross County Youth Academy when you shop, eat out and what's more at no extra cost to you. Sign up to fantasticfanatics.com and securely register your everyday debit or credit cards. You'll also be automatically entered into ongoing cash prize draws. Retailers include B&Q, Currys, JD Sports and more, with a percentage going to the Staggies each time you spend. Visit fantasticfanatics.com and help fund the future of Ross County.
In the Highlands, as Ross County welcome Jim Goodwin's St Mirren on match day 20 of the Scottish Premiership campaign. The floodlights are on. The rain that's been falling in sheets here in Dingwall all afternoon is showing no signs of letting up. The pitch will be heavy and muddy out there, but all things considered, it does look to be in pretty good condition, as that picture would suggest. The music is pumping out here. We're just waiting for the teams to emerge. St Mirren, by the way, for away fans listening in, have been changing over in the Highland Football Academy to the bottom left of your picture down by that corner. That's because the social distancing protocols cannot be maintained if they were to change in the away dressing room in the main stand. So they've got the run of the Highland Football Academy over there. Now County will emerge from the tunnel as the home side as usual. Earlier today, Rangers beat Hibernian by a 1-0 at Ibrox, so they go 19 points clear at the top of the Premiership table. Celtic taking on Hamilton Academical later on and bidding to close the gap. Stephen Craigan, a final thought from yourself, a final prediction maybe. How's this one going to go, do you reckon?
Well, I think County just need a home win from somewhere. I think that's the key all about it. John, ideally, as managers do, would love the performance and the result. But I think, the stage they're at in the season, they need points. They've got 13 points from the first 19 games of the season. That won't be enough in the second half of the season to keep County in the league. So they really need to start accumulating points. And this is a winnable game today. Yes, St Mirren have been on a good run. Prior to losing against Hibs on Wednesday, they were 11 games unbeaten. You touched on that. So they'll be full of confidence. Jim Goodwin's freshened up. They've had the mindset to deal with that defeat. They've had a long journey up here this afternoon. Conditions aren't great. So County really have to test their resolve this afternoon. Start the game with real intent. Lay your marker down in the early part of the game just to show what it's all about. We've continually spoke about John Hughes being infectious, having a real good appetite, driving his players on. I want to see that from the players today. Don't just go out and expect to be beaten. I think, if we look back over the past number of weeks, there have been times where when the first goals went in, you can see the body language changing, and there's a belief, certainly from where I'm sitting, I didn't really believe the players would get back into the game. That has to change, and it has to change today. So I don't think I gave you a prediction there, did I?
No, you didn't. You managed to talk for about 3 minutes straight without putting your neck on the chopping block, which is understandable. You're an experienced pundit.
You know what? I actually changed something that I had said to Dale Pride McDonald, who does every job under the sun apart from the pitch here at the Global Energy Stadium.
I'm sure he could do a turn there too.
I changed my car park today. I parked somewhere different to try and bring a little bit of good luck to County. I did. I normally parked just out there. I don't know if it was because there was too many puddles, but I thought I'm going to do something different today to see if that can affect the result. It probably won't, but at least I'm trying as well.
You just don't want to ruin those lovely chinos, do you? That's the problem. But look, all joking aside, we spoke with Tom Grivosti just pre-match about the mental sides of this disappointing run that County are on, the strain that just seeing yourself at the bottom of the table, knowing that you're at the foot of the standings brings. How important is that first goal today?
Well, when you're at the bottom of the table, I've been there myself, and it brings out the true character. We spoke about it on Wednesday night. This is when you see your real characters. When the rain's lashing down, the pitch is a little bit heavy, you're in a game, you have a chance of winning, you have a chance of climbing off the bottom of the table. You show your true colours, and today we'll see a lot of the true colours of the County players.
Yeah, I'm not sure the television pictures were showing you do justice to quite how miserable the weather is here at the Global Energy Arena. But these are the County men tasked with mastering the conditions. As I say, 2 changes from the side that lost to Celtic in midweek. Gardyne and Stewart both injured, so in comes Ollie Shaw and Jermaine Hilton on the right side of the midfield. Ian Vigurs will protect the back four, as he has done all season, wearing the captain's armband. And look out for big Ross Draper as well, a John Hughes favourite at Inverness, and he will bring plenty of ballast, plenty of confrontational snarl in the engine room, number 6 today. This is a huge game for Ross County and St Mirren, with the updates to the Premiership table this morning, the pending outcome of the coronavirus appeals made by St Mirren and also Kilmarnock. Just the point separating County and Hamilton Accies, who do play Celtic in a few minutes' time, in 12th and 11th place in the table. And every chance that a win here would see the Staggies leapfrog the Accies and start climbing their way up the table. It has been a long old time coming. And here comes St Mirren over on the far side, emerging, as I say, from the Highland Football Academy. And you can see there just the scale of the sleet and the drizzle that's lashing down in great Highland torrents this afternoon. This is not a day for pretty free-flowing football, but it is a day that John Hughes will be desperate to seize. Back prowling the dugouts after more than 3 long years out of football management. He is steeped in the game, and this is the lineup that his team are up against today. 3 changes from the loss to Hibernian in midweek. Marias, Doyle, Hayes and McAllister coming in. Brandon Mason suspended after his 2 yellow cards at Easter Road. McPherson and Connolly dropping to the bench. A very sodden Jim Goodwin makes his way across to the near touchline and shakes hands with John Hughes and the county coaching staff. And we will begin with the taking of the knee as the players and officials show their support against the fight against racism.